4, 3, 2, 1. It's one beautiful day for a matchup, so let's get this show started.
As an audio tech, I will be at the sideline giving the microphones to the hosts and the commentators. We're sending actually the signals from the sideline to the truck.
53-metre field goal attempt.
That's the reason why it's very important to have good audio techs at the sideline or in the studio. The engineer only can do good work when the audio tech is sending them good signals.
Just confirming we still got Rexy 1 and camera 4?
Yeah, we'll be on camera 4. I started 23 years ago in Germany in a big broadcast production company. So we did all the shiny floor shows. I did both, like camera and audio, and after 6 months or something, I saw audio is my thing, so I love it. I did the AFL finals in Brisbane. Oh yeah, and the cricket test matches, like the Ashes. It's like, well, I'm doing it. It's like that's really cool. As I started 23 years ago, we had no females. Now it's nearly half-half. I think the females are a little bit more fine workers. So we're writing the names a little bit finer, and we're looking at their microphones and the earpieces are a little bit finer. I actually love the crew because it is a little bit like family. When you work so long days and so long hours in the rain and in the mud and sometimes in the sunshine with 40 degrees, it brings you a little bit closer together. I actually think sound is nearly a little bit more important than the picture, because if the TV loses sound, people moving to a different channel. If the picture is going away but the sound is still on, they stay with us when still the audio is rolling, but not the camera.
Lights, camera, action. I'm a broadcast director and vision switcher. A broadcast director basically grabs the content that the production team want them to cover and then they make it technically great. A vision switcher is a live edit device. So I sit in front of this huge desk and essentially play piano with all the different sources that are coming in. My passion for broadcast actually started in around year 9 when my music teacher needed something filmed. She basically handed me the camcorder. I wanted to create content. I wanted to entertain without having to be the actor on stage. Piece 20 will be straight down the wicket.
Yep.
Did a bit of research, found a local course that was run by a production house, got some hands-on experience, got a job at a local TV station, and I haven't really looked back since.
But do we have the new South Africa transition yet?
I was at WIN for a number of years in Canberra. I pretty much learnt every job that there is, studio camera, lighting, editing, and then all the control room jobs.
So we can just...
We'll just update that and go between the two. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. And with the access that WIN had had in their big brother of Channel 9, I just moved to the 9 Newsroom. And yeah, I was an editor and news exchange operator. And then I remembered my passion for switching.
7 should be up.
Okay, great. It'd be good to get a proper look at that. I would edit all day, create the 6 p.m. packages, and then I would go into the control room and sit with the switchers and the directors. That made a huge impression, I think, on the production department to showcase how keen I was, so that when a job came up, I was available.
Dave, do you still need camera 1 and camera 6?
I directed a few news bulletins, did that for a number of months, and then an opportunity with the Today Show came up. So I went to the Oscars 3 times. I was part of the broadcast team for Channel 9 at the 2012 Olympics in London. Since then, I've worked on Commonwealth Games and Olympics telecasts, so pretty big stuff. Sometimes the hours are shocking. They're long, they're early, they're overnights. So you've got to have fun. You've got to be able to let loose a little bit and be yourself. Don't take no for an answer. Find out what you can do to make the answer yes in 6 months' time.
And then Biz 3, which is what Geordie does, that's all about full frame graphics.
Awareness is a big thing, right? You can't be what you can't see. Here I am. Come and play.
Are you happy with the BRCs?
I am.
I went from, wanting to be like a cinematographer, which is really creative and arty, to jumping across and becoming an engineer. I'm the youngest and only female broadcast engineer that runs trucks in Australia. 18's moving. The production trucks are probably the most important part of the outside broadcast. Without the trucks, you wouldn't go to air. Everything that happens on site happens in that truck. All the vision switching, the audio mixing, how the cameras look so pretty, that's all the magic happens.
They've given themselves a chance.
It's important to be able to handle the stress and pressure and be able to keep calm and level-headed. It's a bit of a circus. It can be a bit of a circus.
Got the Channel 9 truck, Fox truck.
I do a lot of live events. I do mostly sports, so netball, football. We do reality television as well. I did Love Island last year. As a part of sports broadcast, I do so much travel. I'm somewhere new every weekend. Being able to travel and explore is definitely a big perk of the job. My backstory is that I did a Bachelor of Film and Television at Bond University. Through that 2-year degree, we got the opportunity to work on the Commonwealth Games as kind of student assistants. I got put on beach volleyball as a technical assistant, which is really cool, and realised that that was just as creative as anything I needed in my life. I'm a shift worker, essentially. I will go wherever I need to go where the work is, which, being a lot of live sports, it's on weekends. It is a hard life, not having weekends, but who wants to go anywhere on a weekend anyway? That's where everyone is. I'm really excited for the future of this industry. I think it's an amazing time to get in and get involved, where we're pushing the boundaries, we're thinking of different ways and new ways of doing things, and it's so exciting. It's so much fun. We're making the impossible possible every day. We've got the Olympic Games coming up in 2032 as well, so in 10 years' time, if you're good at your job, you never know.
It's one beautiful day for a matchup, so let's get this show started.
I think the whole buzz around the newsroom, especially during a breaking news, it's like people running around everywhere to get things done. It is exciting, it is thrilling. I'm a broadcast system engineer at 9 Network, and I've been working at 9 for the past 5 years. main part of my job is to just make sure that the system is working correctly so that all our producers and editors can create content, can edit and publish to go on air. Remote access cannot be retrieved. That means one of them were accessed remotely. I do tend to go to the newsroom and kind of like show my face every day to make sure that, don't worry, all the engineers are here. If we do have any issues, hey, we've got your back. So if we change that to work group old, I think it's important to be calm in this line of work for sure, especially when we have deadlines where we have to go on air in, say, 10 minutes. It does get intense, I'm not gonna lie. Resend it to promo inbox and then they should be able to restore it from promo. My backstory is I did my bachelor's in biomedical engineering back in India, and I came to Australia to do my master's in electronics engineering. As a normal user, you just tend to watch TV but don't really realize the amount of hard work that goes behind the scenes. I found it fascinating. I had to grasp a lot of knowledge very quickly to understand the systems, but I had a wonderful team who helped me and guided me through every step of the way. We have a lot of assets from the promos department that needs to be rendered. Our team is just a small team of 20, but I think we all have the hearts of 100 because we look after each other. So this will be the first time that I'm going to be a part of the Olympics. Along with the state-of-the-art technology that we have at One Denison, we also get the chance to accelerate and learn all the new technology that's coming in. It is very exciting. I'm thrilled and I'm excited to start the Olympics journey. Can't wait.
People think I do everything except what I actually do. Are you seeing picture on home camera? Trying to explain CCU to someone can be a bit challenging at times. A lot of people think I'm a camera operator, or I say I work in sports broadcasting and people think I'm an interviewer or a journalist or something. It's all behind the scenes stuff. It's a lot more technical than people think it is. My role is CCU operator, which stands for Camera Control Unit. During a game, we'll control the exposure and the colour of all the cameras that go to air. And then before a game, we'll set up any of the dressing room cameras, any of the monitors, the vision monitors you see. I've got 3 that got main program and 3 that are just black. I loved sport in general, and that's what got me into it in the first place. And then CCU was a fun way to combine a technical skill set with a bit more of an artistic take in terms of the colours. I did film and TV at university, and then I asked about doing an internship with NEP, and I covered a whole heap of different roles within the industry, and then decided that I liked CCU the best, and I kept on with NEP, and I did a traineeship, and then worked my way through, and now I'm a fully qualified CCU operator. The upsides is you get to go to sports games and get paid to do it. I think that's like the biggest upside for me. The downside is that it's a lot of weekend work and it can be a little bit hard to maintain a social life.
Alright, ready, Brisbane shots.
The biggest achievement for me so far would be working on the Australian Open, going down to Melbourne for 2 weeks. That was really, really cool, and it was definitely a pinch me moment. Being a woman in the industry at the moment, it's a bit few and far between, especially being a younger woman. Obviously we're trying to change that, and everyone's super friendly here and everyone's so willing to teach you. Yeah, it's definitely on an upward trajectory.
I think there's a lot to love about the broadcast industry. I get to attend some of the biggest sporting events in Australia and in the world. But not only attend, I get to watch them from every angle at the same time. I think EBS really is about storytelling. You might just have 4 angles that you're replaying, but you can replay them in a way that tells the story of what just happened by, adding in player reactions or crowd reactions and coach reactions. So an EBS is basically a big record and play out server. On any sporting match, all the cameras that are covering the match need to be recorded, and then we have the ability to replay them and edit them into highlights.
We need a NEP Butler package.
Butler, check. The EBS operators really need to understand the game so that they know who the standout players are and what exactly needs to go in the highlights. Highlights an alpha if you want. I studied a Bachelor of Media Arts majoring in film and TV production. In my last year at uni, I did a few industry placements, and one of them was at the ABC in Adelaide. They needed someone to learn to do EVS on their SANFL broadcasts, and they asked if I'd be interested. I thought, yeah, give it a go. What I love about EVS is it's really a team sport. So there's a minimum of 2 operators on any broadcast, but there could be up to 10 people. So you've got to communicate with each other to see which camera's got it and which camera's had it best. Start with the clean or camera 1. There's a number of different roles that you can do within the EVS. One day you might be purely cutting highlights for a game. Another day you might be on the super slow-mos, which is more of a creative role. There's always one senior operator on each gig. They're the person who communicates to the director and the producer. They oversee basically the whole production in terms of EVS. Item 7 will be on Charlie.
Charlie.
One of my career highlights was going to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Another career highlight for me was going to the Netball Quad Series in South Africa, where I was brought in as the EVS lead. One thing I do really love is when you roll a replay and you can hear the crowd react to the replay you've just rolled as they see it on the screen. It's pretty cool.
It's one beautiful day for a matchup, so let's get this show started.
The castle's over!
I'm a specialty camera technician. Part of that is hardwired little cameras I put in the corner posts so that when you see the guy flying through the air and it smashes over, that's me.
For the corner, Corey Oates, his 99th try.
I also work on what we call the RF camera. A guy runs around the paddock without a cable attached to him. I install the infrastructure behind that so that it all works into the truck. I started off in theatre and I worked backstage, worked in the West End in London, worked in small theatres in Sydney, and I had a piece of equipment that broke midway in a program and I'm like, how do I fix that? I didn't know, so I went off to TAFE and did electrical engineering for 2 years. So I attach a SMPTE cable on each one of these boxes into the back of the truck. Being a woman in this industry in 2022 is so much better than it was in the 1990s. There are more of us to start with, but also I think men's attitude to the fact that we can actually do the same jobs. I can think in a way that they don't always think. You know, my brain works slightly differently. So problem solving with a guy means we come at it from 2 different directions, which means we get to the solution more easily. And now that's stuck, I might repower it. It doesn't matter what position you have in this industry, everybody pitches in to give a hand. You have to not be afraid to get your hands dirty. If you want to get a feel for the industry, it's a fantastic place to start. It's not just, oh, I work in videotape, oh, I work in editing, I work in this section. You get to see how the whole system works together. It is a mobile studio.
All commentary boxes tested, all cameras tested.
I have a child who does not like sport, but on the side he's very proud that I work in this industry. So he can tell his friends I work in TV. He doesn't tell them it's sport, but that's fine.
My mother tells everybody I'm an electrician. It's easier to describe it like that because she really doesn't know what I do.
And we're going to take the vision feed for the monitor out of a camera rather than put more kit out there that's going to get wet.
As a technical director, you are involved in going out on outside broadcasts, working in studio situations, and you're there to make the cameras look fantastic. So if you're watching a football match, your cameras will look the same colour.
So just speak 3 down, guys. Just iris that down just a little bit.
For a cricket match, we've got 43 cameras. So you've got 43 cameras to make them all look really good. Now, do they need...
Yeah, they got data.
They got data? Being a technical director also enables you to manage people and learn to manage people. And that's certainly something that you learn over the years. And you learn to be calm because there's lots of stressful situations and you've got to be really cool.
And the cameras have got the DA mix now as well.
It's exciting to be there at the events because they're usually big and large events. There's audio, there's lighting, there's graphics, there's director's assistants. There's so many people that makes that event. You can have a crew of 100 and it's just a buzz. I thought I'd be a journalist because that's what I used to like writing at school and I was good at that, so that was where I was leading. But then, funny how life changes and you head off somewhere else. I've been fortunate enough to travel to do things like Olympic Games. Did London. London was incredible and an absolute buzz. With the Olympic Games, for instance, there's all new technology because that's where the budget is. And then you bring that knowledge back into Australia and then it turns up 18 months later and you know what? You're the expert.
It's dedicated to that pod area.
You can land up anywhere. You've just got to use those talents. You've got to want it, you've got to love it and be bold.
Have a vision. We see it too. Stories connect our world and technology brings us together. At NEP, we've created a global production ecosystem, a network of people, places, and technology built for sports, entertainment, news, and corporate productions, ready to capture your content and unleash your imagination. No matter where your teams want to work, we can connect your production anywhere, anytime, and deliver a complete range of end-to-end solutions that empower you to make the most of your content. Whatever you make, wherever you make it, we have the resources to be your partner through every stage of production. NEP's global production ecosystem. It's just another way we bring content to life.
With so many productions happening in a control room in the hub over the course of a week, it's great to know that when I take the director's seat, I can instantly recall my preferences in the monitor wall thanks to the TFC Director Panel. The sport I'm covering determines what changes I make to the multi-view and what setup I have. Not only that, but also I don't have to bother any engineers or wait for anyone to come and help me. I can do it all myself by just a press of a button.
Bringing an event and a truck connecting to the hub now has been made very simple with TFC, and it's streamlined the process. So we select our control room, select a truck, select the lanes. If it's 50 or 10 gig, TFC talks to both the truck switches and the hub switches and scripts everything that's required. And then once we're up and running, we can start looking at all the feeds coming in. TFC is certainly making our lives easier.
TFC's given me as an EVS operator more control over my workstation. So as an EVS operator, the workflow is more efficient, it's more streamlined, and with TFC, the control's all mine. Another great feature using TFC is that we use one replay panel for every workstation in this particular control room. So if you are under the pump doing something else, you could ask another operator that might have their hands free to route monitor wall changes for you, change inputs, change your levels. It's really flexible like that, and it's just made life a lot easier.
Hi, I'm Neil Smith from NEP Australia. I'm the platform owner for TFC. We're here in Pittsburgh doing an upgrade to Super Shooter 4 mobile unit. So we saw a gap in the market when IP video became the new future. and we decided to build a control system in Australia to control the new IP gear. There wasn't a solution out there that would give us what we wanted, so we decided to build our own. We found a simpler way to talk from device to device, and we wrote TFC around that, and that makes it easy for the operator and easy for the users and gives the client a better experience.
Hi, my name is Chris Marcinkevich. I'm part of the TFC team here in the US, and we are currently on site upgrading Super Shooter 4 to the latest TFC installation. So when the truck comes in here, we know that we have a very quick timeline that we need to get everything sorted out. So the first thing we do is we get the existing servers moved, and then we put in the TFC servers. Once we have the TFC servers in, we then connect it to all the devices from all the different vendors. And we continue to train all the engineers for the new workflows that they're going to be working on. So my experience with TFC started as an engineer on Super Shooter 5. I was part of the team of 3 engineers that was assigned to Super Shooter 5 for the first TFC install in the US. And I really saw the potential that TFC could have in the future of the company and broadcast overall. And that really drove me to want to join the team.
The long-term plan for the TFC global ecosystem is to be able to connect all of our live centralized facilities together and share resources across them. So we might need an EVS in London, and we can connect it to our Netherlands data center and take an EVS from the data center there. TFC will give us the ability to do that. No other control system will allow us. TFC is benefiting our clients because it's giving them a better user experience. They're used to complicated workflows. What we do in TFC is we simplify it. So the EVS operators, the audio directors, they all get a much better feel for how things are working and how it all goes together. So we build it for the user, by the user, effectively.